Hi everyone, today we're going to look into the certificate overview in the reports section of Knowledge Gym. So for anyone who hasn't watched the video on how to create modules yet, you can, when you create a module, define whether or not learners should be able to obtain a certificate when they complete a module. That's tied to specific criteria, which is either the learning level or the retention rate or both. And this certificate overview shows you which learner has obtained a certificate in which of the modules. So if you look at the list here, I'm in a certificate overview already. It gives you an overview of all the learners in your organization, all the modules they're assigned to, and then a lot of other information, their email, learner department, target level for the module, highest level, retention rate, and so on. On the very right side here, it gives you the information whether or not a certificate has been completed and what the date would be. Of course, the bigger your organization, the longer this list is going to be. It's quite an extensive list with only 2 people in this demo account here already. So I would highly recommend using some of the filters that we have here. You can filter by learning module, learner name, email department, and other things as well. For example, if you filter by learner, it will give you an overview for one specific learner, all the modules that are assigned to the learner and whether or not he's obtained a certificate in them. If you filter by module, you'll see for each module who are the learners that are assigned to it and have they obtained a certificate or not. So for example, if you have work safety training and for compliance reasons, everyone needs to go through that and needs to have a certificate to prove that they have completed it, then that would be a good filter to use. Just filter for this specific work safety module. You can see what the certification status is for every learner. And yeah, let's filter by name here, for example, and this one will take you to this overview here for the specific learner, all the modules. Again, you have information on the department and so on. And you see the target level that's set, retention rate that's set for this module, and you see whether or not a certification has been obtained and when. Now, as a quick reminder, when you create a module, defining certification criteria is not mandatory. So not all the modules in the list might actually have that. You can see a target level here, and you can see a target retention here for all the modules. And they are tied to the revision intervals of the training modules, but not necessarily to obtaining a certificate. So whether or not that's the case, you can see in the column over here under certification criteria. So you can filter that as well. Again, it could be the level, it could be the retention rate, or it could be both, or you can just include all 3 of them into your search. So in this case, you can see that only one of the modules, patient experience, actually has certification criteria, and that's retention rate in this case. You can see here the target retention is set to 80%. So once the learner has achieved 80% knowledge retention in this learning module, they will automatically obtain a certificate. And you can see here, this happened, the status is uncompleted, by the way, and this happened on the 11th of March, 2024. You can even see the exact time here. It's in line with the date of achievement of the target here as well. And you can see in this case, the current retention rate is still at 83%, so still above 80% actually. But it's important to know that even if this number, the current retention rate, would drop below the target retention, so if it would be on 70% now, for example, the certification status and date would not change. So once the target has been achieved, the certificate has been obtained. It's basically the equivalent of having it printed out on your wall somewhere. Once you've achieved it, once it's there, no one can take it away from you anymore. And let's also quickly look into filtering by module. Let's go back to the main overview with no filters, and then we filter for this specific module, patient experience. That's the one with the certification criteria in here. So now you can see for this specific module, all the learners that are assigned to it. And then you can see one of the learners has actually obtained the cert and the other learner has not yet. And yeah, that's just practical to see if, for example, you have a specific deadline on when learners need to obtain a certificate, maybe again for compliance reasons. This one gives you a good overview as well. And you can see who has completed the certification and who has not. And then you can see who you might have to follow up with regarding this. And that's it. That's the certification overview. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.